up, guys? This is Ideal Flicks. For those of you that don't know, I'm the host, Jeff Cooney, and today we will be reviewing the movie Shaft. But before I get into that, I hope you guys like this new setup that I have. You know, coming in the next few episodes, I'm going to be replacing this chair with a recliner itself, and soon enough, I will be having guests on the podcast. And not this video, but in the next few videos to come, I'll be explaining on how you can enter and try and be on the podcast with me and, you know, be out and talk about movies, talk about, you know, the films that we like and everything that goes down in the movie world. So, with that being said, we're going to wrap that up and talk about it later. But for now, we're going to dive into the movie Shaft. So, this Shaft movie, it was a big surprise to me. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did, just because I've seen the old Shaft and the 2000 version, and this one just gave me, just from the scenes, just gave me a different vibe than the original other ones. I didn't know that it was going to be, you know, as action-packed or have any like, you know, I wasn't sure what to expect from this type of Shaft movie. But I watched it, I thought it was a good storyline, you know, they tied everything in pretty well and wrapped it all up good. And I don't think there will be another one. Not sure. I don't think they can add one, but who knows? You know, anybody can always add anything. But it was solid. You know, his son JJ is taken, like, not taken away, but him and JJ and his mother leave Shaft after the very first scene. They're in this big shootout that Shaft kills everybody, saves them, but they realize that they'll never be, you know, safe as long as Shaft is Shaft. And throughout the movie, we see they do a little time lapse, and it's just 25 years later, and Shaft has just been sending him stuff for his birthday, but he hasn't really been there. He's just, you know, just saying, you know, here's a birthday present, like, I love you, kind, I guess. You know, it's not really much, but it's always, you know, you see the Shaft in him because we see that he's an FBI tech guy. So he's not a field agent, but he's a tech analyst. And so the main problem of the movie is that his best friend, JJ, his best friend, is murdered, and he was an ex-Marine, and he was also a recovering drug addict because when he came back from the war, he got addicted to drugs, and he dies through a drug overdose, but he was sober. So, you know, it's hard to believe for JJ that, you know, his friend would go back to doing that after they'd just spent all this time trying to get him clean. So he tries to do his own detective work, but I mean, if you look at him, he kind of looks like a dweeb, and so he asks for his father's help. Immediately, you know, we see the old Shaft. He puts his foot down. He gets the answers that needs to be got, and just slowly by slowly, just working the case of how Shaft does things. And so I just thought it was good. You know, it showed that he's still, from the old movie, he's still that same dude. You know, he's not going to take anything from nobody. So he's just going to get the information he has to get, however he needs to get it. And it was pretty violent, but, you know, it was comedic. There were some funny moments in the movie. You know, still a little bit of romance because, you know, it's Shaft. He's supposed to be that Rico Suave kind of guy. You know, if James Bond was real, he would be Shaft. You know, that's how it's supposed to be. So we see that JJ, however, unlike his dad, doesn't use guns, and it's not really, I'm not really sure why he doesn't like them. I guess it's because that's just how he was taught. You know, from his dad never being around, his mom always described of how Shaft is just Shaft. He's unexplainable, and so he never just really liked guns. So when he's finally put in the opportunity or the need to use a gun, we see that he's just like his dad. He chops people down. Like, it's neat. He's in a restaurant, and the bad guys come for him, and he just puts all of them down because he knows that he has to save his girl and he has to save the day, because that's just in the Shaft blood in him. And it's really good that you come to find out that the person who set the hit on them at dinner was actually Isaac, the main boss that Shaft was searching for through the entire movie and through the entire 2000 film, but he was so much of a big boss that he couldn't really worry about it. and it comes to light that the hit at the very beginning of the movie wasn't even for Shaft, but it was for his son, because, you know, he's supposed to be that James Bond, you know, he doesn't die. So he knew that he couldn't kill Shaft, so he's going to kill the next closest thing to him, and that's why he went after his son. And, you know, there's a big climax, a big fight. They're finally finding out, like, what happened to the friend, what's going on, and they're actually linked that the friend was running drugs for Isaac, who was Shaft's opponent, I guess. Shaft was trying to bring him down, and it all links together that they were all working for Isaac. So in the end, you know, Shaft, his son, and Shaft Senior, Shaft Junior, and JJ all team up to, you know, to stop the bad guy. And there's a big shootout, a whole lot of blood. They come swinging in, breaking through glass. The the grandfather and Shaft Junior, they both just bust through the windows, and then JJ hits the window and he's stuck out there. It's pretty funny, but they kill all the bad guys, and it comes down to just Isaac and Shaft, and or Isaac and the three of them, and he tells them to drop their weapons or he's gonna kill JJ. So they do, and then he explains what I just explained to you guys of how the hit wasn't for Shaft, it was for his son. So he then aims the gun at JJ and he fires, but Shaft jumps in front of the way, and then after he gets shot, he turns around and he unloads on that dude and then shoots him out the glass. It was a perfect ending, you know, just the BA type of way for Shaft to do things. And so it was well put together. You know, from what I gathered throughout this movie, the CGI was good, the graphics were great, it was a good amount of comedy, it was, you know, romantic, like he gets the girl in the end. The storyline was really good. Just pretty much, it was a well put together movie of how, you know, a second one. Now they're usually not that good. You know, the first one is always pretty much the best, but this one matched up to the expectations. So if I were to give it a ranking out of 5, I'd probably have to give it, you know, 3.7 out of 5 with the things that I just listed. And with that being said, like I said, you guys know soon more is to come. I hope you guys stay invested. I hope you guys watch the videos. I hope you guys like my content. And if you do, please subscribe and hit that like button. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody that likes movies. This is Ideal Flicks, and I'll see you guys next time.